In the true spirit of the Silicon Valley, what we have done is that we've developed small prototypes. And we've gone to select populations and we've experimented with the use of portfolios with each of those select populations. In fact, today there's going to be a showcase event at Stanford, and this population was made up of graduate students. And this was what we thought was an unusual approach, because most of the time when we think about electronic portfolios, we focus on undergraduates. But today we're focusing on grad students, and it turns out that they find electronic portfolios a very important showcase for their skills. They are going to face the work world, and they know it. And they want to face the work world. And so they want to have a portfolio that will showcase their skills and abilities. And so we found that the graduate students are even more excited than even the undergraduates. The undergraduates, you still have to sometimes convince them that this has a real benefit to them. The grad students know. So this has been our practice, in the spirit of Silicon Valley, to prototype and iterate, and keep changing the program per the needs of the population we're trying to serve. So this is how we do it. So the way I look at portfolios and why I care about them so much is that the first target of the portfolio is the student, him or herself. The student has to become aware of their own learning. What have they learned? And they have to put together their evidence of that learning. So they are curating their own experience. That's number one, is to become aware of your learning and become self-realized, self-actualized. When you become that, then what happens is that you gain a confidence. Now, when it comes to presenting yourself to an employer, you come through a much stronger, a much energized individual than if you hadn't done that preparation. This is the power of portfolios. And then, of course, if you take your background and you look at a particular job, and then you curate that background towards that job, not only are you presenting yourself well, but then you're being very specific to the needs of the employer. That's what the employer basically wants to know. If I bring you on and I make a bet on you and I invest in you, what are you going to be able to do for me? And so if a person takes their portfolio and tailors it to that particular task of winning that job or presenting themselves to that particular employer for a specific purpose, now they come off very strong and capable and ready to work in a very energized way. This is what employers are looking for. It's those intangibles.